Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I am Mike.
I am Hanny.
And welcome everyone to our Building Character unit for this month, where we will be taking a look at some of the ways that we can all try to get along with each other, be friends.
Yeah, and this is important because as we go through our lives, we get the chance to meet all sorts of people. Some of them we get along with almost right away. You might meet a stranger and then within just a few minutes, you are happily chatting away with them like you have been friends for years. And this is great. This can really be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's right, it can. But then there are the folks who you might like and spend time with, but you never become too close, and that's okay. We can't possibly hope to be best friends with everyone in our lives, can we? Besides, if you were best friends with everyone, you'd have to go to someone's birthday party almost every day of the year and buy them presents. And who has the time and money for that? Too many best friends.
That's true. And then there are some people that we just don't get along with. We might have different tastes or opinions, or we might just not like the way that they do things. If things work out well, it can just be easy to avoid these people and stay away from them as much as we can. That way, we don't have many chances to feel upset or have fights.
True, and that would be fine. But sometimes we have to be with these people. Maybe it's a classmate or a coworker, or even a friend of a friend or one of your family members. These people, like it or not, they are part of our daily lives. We have to see them. So yes, you could choose to fight and argue and make your life more difficult when you are around these people, or you could choose another way, and that's what we'll be reading about today. How we can get along with people that we might not exactly like, but we do have to spend some time with. Maybe it isn't the best way to have a relationship with someone, but it's better than feeling unhappy or fighting all the time.
Right. Before we begin reading the first part of our unit, let's go and take a quick look at some of our new vocabulary for today. 如何与人相处是一个重要的人生课题。那这2天的课程主题就是与人和睦相处。我们一生中会遇到各式各样的人，有些人很仁慈、很体贴，很快就能变成朋友。那有些人很苛刻又没有礼貌，让人完全不想跟他们相处。好，那我们人生当中难免要跟不喜欢的人打交道。这时候呢，就必须多花点时间和心力来学习跟他们相处。来看今天会用到4个单字。第一个 considerate， 它是形容词，表示体贴的、贴心的，像是 Tammy is polite and considerate of others. Tammy is polite and considerate of others. Tammy 很有礼貌，而且很体贴他人。那刚刚说很快能成为朋友，课文是用到 instant， 它当形容词就可以形容立即的。例如 I emailed the company and got an instant reply. I emailed the company and got an instant reply. 我寄电子邮件给那一间公司，立刻就得到回复了。下一个单字 impolite。这个形容词呢，它是在 polite 礼貌的前面加上否定字首 I am， 就变成相反词 impolite， 那就是无礼的、没有礼貌的。例如 It's impolite to talk with your mouth full. It's impolite to talk with your mouth full. 满嘴都是食物，边吃边讲话，这样是不礼貌的哦。最后一个单字 energy， 它是名词，表示力气、精神。例如 Kids are always full of energy. Kids are always full of energy. 小朋友总是精力十足，充满了活力。好，那么现在看完单字例句，我们来读课文吧。
We meet all kinds of people in our lifetimes. Some are really kind and considerate, and we become instant friends. Others are mean and impolite, and we don't enjoy being around them.
Explanation 1.
Okay, so the title of our article really sums up the advice that we will be learning about in our unit for this month. It simply says, how to get along with others. And it looks like we actually have a grammar point right there in our title. So, before we can start to read our article, it's probably a good idea to check in with Daphne to learn about it. So let's go and do that right now.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 A gets along with B， 意思是 A 和 B 和睦相处。Get along 是动词片语，意思是相处融洽、合得来。后方用介系词 with 与，引出相处和睦的对象。我们来看个例句 ：Willa gets along with her mother-in-law。Willa 与婆婆相处融洽。
Okay, so once again, our title is Learning to Get Along with Others. And as we said, this advice can work with lots of the different types of difficult relationships we might have. From handling that annoying aunt or your little brother who always bugs you, to dealing with a difficult coworker or classmate. So let's begin reading to see what good tips we can learn for handling difficult people.
Okay, and the article begins by saying something that I think we can all agree with. It says, we meet all kinds of people in our lifetimes. That's right. 课文一开始写到，我们一生中会遇到各式各样的人，确实如此。有些人很和善，很好相处；有些人真的很讨厌，拍到钉。那我们一辈子都在处理人与人之间的关系。课文用到补充单字 lifetime， 表示一生或是终身。那么刚刚用到 relationship 这个字呢，它可以指感情或是关系，尤其是人与人之间的关系。还有 annoying 可以用来形容是烦人的、讨人厌的、令人生气的。Okay, as we go through our lives, we'll have different relationships with hundreds or even thousands of people that we will meet.
Yeah, and of course, when things go well, those relationships can be great, and we value them, and they make us better people, and they bring us great joy and happiness. These are the relationships we have with the wonderful people in our lives. As it says next, some are really kind and considerate, and we become instant friends. After meeting someone in class or at a party or just sitting next to a person on an airplane, say, we can make an instant connection, and it seems like we've been friends forever. And we might stay friends for a long time after that first meeting.
同学们有没有碰过这样的情况？你跟某人第一次见面就好像认识很久了，彼此之间立刻就能产生连结。那 Mike 老师刚刚用到 connection， 就是用来表达关联、关系或是连结。But other relationships, well, they aren't so good and don't make us happy. These are the kinds of relationships we have with people we just don't like too much and have trouble getting along with for whatever reason. As we read, coming up to our break, others are mean and impolite, and we don't enjoy being around them. Well, yes, if they are mean and impolite, it's no surprise that we don't like spending time with people like that.
No, of course, who would enjoy that? But here's the thing. Sometimes, for whatever reason, we have to spend time with those types of people, and that's when things can become very difficult. We'll learn all about this and more after we come back from this quick break, so we'll see you guys very soon. We might not like those people. We still have to deal with them, though. That means we must learn to get along with them, no matter who they are. It's not an easy task. In fact, it takes a great deal of time and energy. However, if we want happy lives, we must develop this important skill.
Explanation 2.
So, as much as it might stress us out and make us unhappy, there are people in our lives that we just don't get along with. It's a fact of life.
And if these people are mean or rude, it's no surprise, right? As we read next, we might not like these people. No, of course not. They are mean and rude.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sometimes we have to be around these people. As the next sentence says, we still have to deal with them, though. Yeah, if it's a classmate, a coworker, a friend of a friend, or even a family member, we can't just drop out of school, quit our job, or run away from all of our friends or family because of one person. That wouldn't be good for us. So sometimes we have to spend time with these people and deal with the trouble that they bring to our lives.
So what does that mean in the real world? Well, as the next sentence of our article tells us, that means we must learn to get along with them, no matter who they are. Yep, it's true, even if it's your boss, your best friend's new boyfriend, or even your Aunt Linda.
Oh, Aunt Linda.
You might have to try to get along with them.
That's right, but not Daphne. Everyone gets along with Daphne, and that's why we're so happy that she's back to tell us more about the grammar in grammar point number 2.
第二则文法是 No matter who they are， 意思是不管对方是谁。No matter 是不论不管的意思。后方以 WH 疑问词引出副词子句，主词加动词。No matter who 是不管是谁。No matter where 是不管在哪里。No matter when 是不管在何时。No matter how 是不管如何。以此类推，我们来看个例句。No matter where Trinity goes, she always wears a hat. 不管 Trinity 去哪里，一定会戴帽子。
So, dealing with people we don't really like is just a part of life. It might be an annoying part of life, like going to the dentist or getting gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe. Ugh, but it's still a part of life.
Yes, it's no fun and it can be difficult. As it says in the article, it's not an easy task. Nope, it's not. Dealing with difficult people usually isn't.
Right, and it might wear you down because it's so hard. Or, as the next sentence says, in fact, it takes a great deal of time and energy. Not physical energy from your muscles, but emotional energy from your feelings. And that can be even harder to recover from. Okay, well, let's take another quick break right here because we have one final grammar point to deal with before we wrap up today's article.
第三则文法是 a great deal of something， 意思是大量的某事物。Great 是形容词，在这里是巨大的意思。Deal 是名词，意思是数量。A great deal of 就是大量的点点点，用来修饰不可数名词。我们来看个例句。Keith made a great deal of money. Keith 赚很多钱。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解。一生当中，我们难免要跟不喜欢的人打交道。那 Mike 老师刚刚比喻很恰当，就像你去看牙医啊，或者是鞋底粘到那个口香糖啊，这些事情很讨厌，但是避免不了，这就是人生嘛。我们要学习跟拍到顶的人好好相处。那这是一件苦差事，可是这不是只说要花体力，而是要花很多时间心力。我们课文补充单字 task 它表示工作或是差事。那老师刚刚用到 gum 就是指口香糖。Emotional 则是形容情绪上的情感方面的，那么 physical 则是指身体肉体。顺便学一下 muscle 就是肌肉。
So, dealing with difficult people can take a lot out of us, especially out of our emotional energy and happiness. But sometimes we just have to do it. These difficult people, well, they aren't going away anytime soon.
Right. But there are ways to try to deal with these people, and it's important to know how. As it says in the final sentence of our article for today, however, if we want happy lives, we must develop this important skill. Yes, or we will feel trapped in these difficult relationships, and it will be hard to be really happy.
And that's no way to go through life, right? Okay, we'll be learning more about difficult relationships and, most importantly, how to handle them. And that will be in tomorrow's article. We hope that you guys can all come back to join us for that. Until then, be happy, take care, and bye-bye. Learning to get along with others. We meet all kinds of people in our lifetimes. Some are really kind and considerate, and we become instant friends. Others are mean and impolite, and we don't enjoy being around them. We might not like those people. We still have to deal with them, though. That means we must learn to get along with them, no matter who they are. It's not an easy task. In fact, it takes a great deal of time and energy. However, if we want happy lives, we must develop this important skill.
Today, I'm going to introduce a great 20th century American named Martin Luther King Jr., also known as MLK. King was a civil rights leader during the 1950s and 60s. He inspired countless people with his ideas of freedom and peace. Specifically, he used peaceful methods to protest the unfair treatment of African Americans. King also spread messages of faith and love. Did you know that King was influenced by Mahatma Gandhi? King never met Gandhi, but he spent 1 month in India and met Gandhi's family. When he returned to the United States, he spread Gandhi's ideas and made them popular. Thanks to Martin Luther King Jr., people in the United States began to open their eyes to the terrible treatment of African Americans in the South. Finally, the government made laws to protect the civil rights of all Americans. Thanks to men like both King and Gandhi, the world has become a better place.
Here is more information.
Achieve. Gary achieved so much last year. Arrest. The man was arrested for driving too fast. Assault. The woman was assaulted in the parking lot. Former. Gina is a former dancer. Inspire. The book was inspired by a brave woman. Judge. You can't judge a book by its cover. Owner. The owner of this store is a nice man. Protest. There will be a big protest next week. Protester. 5,000 protesters went to the protest yesterday. Slave. Slaves were finally free in 1865. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you learned a lot. We'll catch you later.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我们要来复习单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？好，1分钟计时，开始。第二单字呢是形容体贴的。体贴的怎么说呢？你知道 consider 这个字有考虑的意思，体贴的人就会去考虑别人的感受嘛。那我们在后面要加上 ate 就变这个形容词 considerate， 体贴的。It was very considerate of you to walk me home。你陪我走路回家真体贴。第二单字呢，它可以形容是立即的或是即溶的。这字是哪个字？就是 instant。 instant， 像我们可以用 instant coffee 来表达即溶咖啡。那我们用立即这个意思来造句。The movie was an instant success when it hit the screen。那部电影一上映就立刻大获成功。第3单字是无理的，没有礼貌的。有礼貌是 polite， 前面加上 I am 就变成相反词 impolite， 无理的。It's impolite to talk about people behind their backs。在人家背后说闲话是不礼貌的。第4单词是力气、精神，这个字叫做 energy。Ed was full， 好可恶，我还差一个例句还没念完。Ed was full of energy after the vacation。Ed 度假完之后，整个人充满了能量，充满了活力。好啊，不管怎么样，我们还是有复习4个单字嘛。那我们下次继续一起加油哦，下次见了，拜拜。
See you next time.